Well, why don't we have enough of a circle already? Let's jump in. Wow, I don't think you usually come to this one. It's good to see you. You just like
Yeah,
up or
I was
something?
here last week too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, can you? I don't think I've heard your voice. Are you speaking?
I did
Hello.
hear briefly.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
It works
Cool.
now. Maybe.
It's working. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Now we hear you. How do you
Yay.
pronounce your name? How do you want to be called?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can call me Lao. You can call me Laos. Anything.
Mouse.
Lao.
Wow.
As long as I can understand
Yeah.
anything, man. Make yourself comfortable.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay.
As long as you're confident and I understand it, it's okay.
Yeah.
So wait, that's a new thing? Pronouns built in?
Yes, that is a new feature that was updated in VR chat.
Really?
How do you do it? Do you have to do it on the website?
You can use the website, but you should be able to do it like within the game too. I think you can just go
Right.
to
I
your
was just looking
profile.
through the menu.
Oh yeah, look at that. Say them. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know what my
Where?
own internet
Oh.
looks like. It doesn't show up in the mirror.
Hmm.
What's up there? Does it
No
just say
bio
Jupiter?
added.
Just your name. Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
So you can write a bio on the
Oh, there it
website,
is.
and then in
Yeah.
the game, if you open the quick menu and click on your name in the top left, and then it opens the big menu on the top right, you hit edit profile. Actually, I think you can edit the bio there too now.
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah, you can edit the bio within the game too now. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, what's Zazer and Gazem? I don't know how to pronounce
Yeah.
those. The ones at the bottom.
Neopronouns.
Oof, where-
It is
Like,
a bit
is it-
No,
complex.
it's under your
I do not
profile.
understand either.
What
You
did
might need to
call
search
it,
out.
From
Emma?
the beginning again, John?
It's like a pseudo or like a neo
Yeah,
pronoun,
go
from what
back
I
to-
Start from the
understand.
beginning. Bring up your
I've-
quick menu,
I
the one that
learned
sticks to your
those
hand.
in my undergrad in a
And then
feminist
on the top left is
literature
your name.
course.
Oh, right.
That instead of
Like
saying
that.
she or
And then on
he,
the top right,
which
you get
creates
edit
a
profile.
binary,
Edit
and
profile.
they creates a generalization.
Click.
Z
Okay,
is just
change
like a
profile pic,
placeholder
change
that
icon.
doesn't
Icon, huh?
infer
Where's
any
icon
kind
show?
of gender or group.
So
Oh, and
the
I-
icon only shows if you have.
Oh,
VRChat
so
Plus.
it's
Does
probably
they then not do the
closer to
work?
the
You at the moment.
functionally
Yeah.
speaking.
It's
Yeah.
a kind of
when you put a
equivalency
picture there,
as I
you see on
understood
the
it
left
then,
of
but
mine,
I
I've got
didn't.
my, like,
That's
circle
literally
there.
the only exposure I had to
It's
it. So I
not the
don't know.
same
for
as my
sure.
Discord profile picture.
I don't see it very adopted. It's pretty rare that it is
Doesn't give me
adopted.
choices here.
So.
I guess I don't need.
So you'd have to go.
It
to
is.
the
I got a
profile
friend
picture.
on
Yeah, to be
Final
honest.
Fantasy 14 that uses them.
I can
Yeah,
change
Zim.
profile
Yeah.
pic,
Okay.
Actually,
Interesting.
and you can,
bio, add a new
if you
link,
go in game.
I love that
and,
we're starting this with just some troubleshooting, acclimating
yeah.
to our
In the,
application because
the
it's cool when
gallery
they have
camera under the
feature
camera
updates
options
instead of
let
bug
you take
breaks. You know?
pictures that then can be used to
So
make
rare.
icons in game. It adds it to like
Actually,
an
in
in-game
here it's not
gallery,
that bad.
so you don't
In
have
other
to use
apps,
the
it's
website.
like they fix one thing
And
or they make
where are
one thing better
the
and then 5 things break.
options for the name.
That's
plate?
what the other apps are.
The he, her,
To some of the
she,
world
name.
creators,
that's at the
something
very
did
bottom
break
of the
recently,
profile.
and that
You
was
just
the
scroll all
the
the way down.
persistence
Oh,
apparently broke, and
no.
so they had to revert one of their recent updates, and now it should work again.
Yeah, sorry, I
Wow.
glossed over that. I thought you
Interesting.
got that bit when we were in that menu.
No, I just, yeah. I got
Yeah, they
it.
were going over that in
I
the VR chat developer stream today. That's one of their
Okay, so you can
questions.
just do custom
Right.
under other, because I
Wow.
wanted to do he, they.
And have that, especially when people start implementing gotcha worlds into here.
Gotcha worlds? What are gotcha worlds? Oh, wait. Those are the doxing worlds?
No, like a game where you got to gamble for your rewards all the time. It's kind of a joke. Like that's the end goal for persistence and save data.
Like,
Is your
Gotcha.
1,000
Boxes
hours
and
and $1,000
Right.
and
you want to
your
build
leaderboards.
meanings. Got it.
yeah, it's not gotcha like English, like a
No.
gotcha question. It's
Yeah.
gotcha like little eggs with random things in them that you would get in gachapon parlors in Japan. So it's shortened
Oh.
gachapon, and it's a gacha, and it's like a loot box or any sort of random reward mechanic in a game is referred to as gacha a lot of times.
See if
Gacha.
Yeah, I would have totally spelled that wrong in my brain and made all kinds of other assumptions and meaning if you had not explained that. That's useful. Thank you.
Yeah, I saw you
So-
go that direction, so I wanted
Yeah,
to
no, I
clarify.
appreciate the cutting me off.
Well, I originally went in that direction when I first heard about what gacha was at first too, and then had to learn about it too.
Yeah, way to walk me off of that grumpy cliff. Be like, gotcha world.
I mean, it still slightly connects that it's like
Yeah.
gotcha money, like you're often throwing money into a pit and they gotcha.
right,
So
right.
there
It
is
a-
some element of that to it.
but it's not as sinister as it sounds.
It reminds me of a
Price.
bit by Lewis Black about going into a casino. And he's like, you don't even have to go into the casino itself. Just stay in your hotel room, get a roll of quarters, and stare at them for a while because you're never going to see them again. And then flush them down the toilet one by one. And occasionally the toilet will back up, and then you'll feel like a winner.
Yeah, like the
That's
Genshin Impact
horrible, but I
game.
love it. This is gambling metaphors for you. The toilet
The
flush.
Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero. Like, there's a whole slew
Yeah.
of games from like one developer that are like big gotcha games.
Yeah.
So, like,
Capital
That's
G,
kinda
funny
gotcha.
that are
You're back, Jay. Hello. You
Yeah, I
came and
crashed.
disappeared like a Pokemon.
like I saw the join and then was like, whoa. And also I don't
Aw,
know
little Jay
you, but you're a
wave.
Pokemon, so you're getting friended.
Nice. Yay.
What
Okay,
assumption
well,
are you using?
Guess what? We are going to get started here. This is our weekly community builder meetup. Welcome to everybody. I was not here last week. I was taking a exam with a lot of spreadsheets. I very much missed being here. And now, nice. Look at that. We got a Pokemon festival. So the first part of our time today is checking in about how do we set this container so we all can collectively enjoy and create meaning on this ride that we're going to be on. And so we're going to check in about norms, and then we're also going to check in about what's happening in our lives. What's a pain point about building community? And then the second hour is going to be a world hop where we're going to be asking the question, how does this world make community and how does this world break community? What about the environment and all the different chemistry that it grows inside of us helps us find belonging or not? So we'll start with this world, and so you can be thinking about it as we build community in here. And the first norm I'm going to mention is this is being recorded and also streamed. So just keep that in mind. And if you have any concerns afterwards about anything you shared, there is sometimes an option to go back and just kind of pull little pieces out if you're worried about anything. So let's see. What are other norms that help us build a healthy community space? So you can either find the norms for bridge makers by clicking on Carl as a bubble and see the community he's representing. I might still be representing it, but I took it off a while ago for a little bit. If you're
Nope.
looking for the bridge makers community group, and in the description and rules, you can see some of the different norms that we will often talk about. Or you can think about your favorite group rules or norms that help build healthy community spaces and just name one of those in its place. We like to learn about new norms. So who would like to go first? Oh, we've got a hand up. Carl. Yeah, look at that little
Yeah.
hand.
I got my
So
mirror on so I
tiny.
could see. If I just raised it, you can't see
It's
it.
in your head.
I gotta,
Yeah,
like,
you had to be like, stretch.
So some weird in my mouth too. This avatar's all messed up.
Oh,
The one I will say is to be on orange, so that you don't have random joiners.
Yeah.
If you are unsure what that means. Also, like maybe you're on green, at least then if you have a friend that invites, you'll get a message, an invite request. But when you're on blue, you will auto accept whenever somebody joins. So typically we want people on orange for this. So if you do have a bunch of random friends, they're not going to come to this unless you've specifically invited them. And then contrary to that, if like myself, you're on blue, you auto accept when somebody requests on you. So in my case, I am helping Haya here. I'm staff with Bridge Makers. If somebody comes, I'll take them aside, let them know what's up. And mostly anyone on my list, I want them to come to Bridge Makers and I want to tell them what's up. So
yeah, that's lovely.
That's my norm.
Thank you. All right, who would like to go next? What's a norm that helps make healthy community space? Is there a hand coming up over here? Oh, yep, there we go.
Yeah,
I
that
can see
looks
it from
like
this
a
angle.
wave. I think that counts.
Go for it, Jay.
Yes. So, I'm not sure if this is a normal thing, but what I prefer to do is in the status group, because I'm never sure if whatever group I'm in is a an open invitation or whether it's supposed to be a members only thing. I like to have a description that, as to why I'm not not inviting anybody or accepting invites, because I'm always I'm very sensitive to rejection, and I know that other people might be too, and I don't want to feel like I'm just snubbing them or anything. It's specifically that I mean, it's like going to a party doesn't know, like, 'cause I don't like that. That's what I.
That's right.
Find it out. Does that make sense?
It totally does.
Yeah, I've seen some people get hung up on like, oh, everybody's orange, I don't want to join, but having a little description does help.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know you can customize those.
Yeah. Thank you for that. That's a good continuation off of. I switched mine from Ask Me to Bridge Makers.
Certainly.
So, okay, what else as far
bridges.
As building bridges? That's right. Nice. I like that. Who else wants to name a norm for our group? Yeah.
Excuse me.
Jog.
No, that was just a cough.
Oh, okay. Were you raising your hand?
I don't know. I'm learning.
Okay.
I'm learning. It seems really obvious, but it might be better not to immediately be sexually explicit. You see a lot of that in these places. Not in this group that I've seen, but there's that.
Yeah, not advancing with. So, and Bridgemakers does have that norm requesting people practice safe for work here, as just respect that we're not just bridging with VR chatters who may be much more fluid with their sexual identity, and this is more a recreational space. Bridgemakers is also bridging with developers and community professionals around the world. And so they just might not be as accustomed to that fluidity and the implications that, like, sometimes avatars can be very explicit and be more connected to some gaming story or whatever. And so people don't see the nakedness of the avatar. They see the gaming character when they look at it in here. But in the rest of the world, that just might not be true. They just might see a really naked, kind of provocative person, and that can be very uncomfortable and kind of turn off that bridge. So, yeah, thank you. Nice. Well, it seems like we're going in a circle, so we're going to go to Emma next. What's a good norm to make a healthy group moment?
Healthy group moment? I mean, I don't know about necessarily specific groups or anything, but I know in certain cultural things you might want to match eye height. Get down to somebody's level so we're at the same thing. Like I notice in some areas, you're talking to a child, you want to get down to their eye height level and whatnot, so you're all on the same level and whatnot. It can be helpful for sometimes.
That's really lovely, Emma. I like that. Thank
I
you.
would say that ties to be kind. that is
Mhm.
on our list there.
Yeah, exactly. That there's a kindness in recognizing how to match each other and how to resonate together and trying to eliminate the
No more nose
roadblocks to
poop.
that can actually impair communication and make a hierarchy or a polarity that we don't even think about but do impact how we connect. Yeah. I was once in a group where I spent the whole group being a little soup ball from the Miyazaki films, and it changed the connections that night so dramatically. And so then I started experimenting with different sized avatars and different, does my avatar have a mouth that moves? Am I a machine? Like, how does that change how we
Yeah.
connect? Yeah. Am I a toaster? There's actually an avatar in here that is a moldy piece of bread. And those connections did not go well. So I don't recommend that one for community encounters unless it's a bread focused educational group. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, I could do a whole talk on community building avatars myself.
Ooh, Carl, there's an event for you. I like this.
I have lots of avatars.
I know. That could be a really good series for you, though, because you are very fluid with that. Cool. Okay. Thank you, Emma. What about you, George? What's a norm we can potentially apply and use for bridge makers today that helps create a healthy group?
Well, from what I've recently experienced, it's like good communication, not just in bridge makers, which is notable, especially what you said an hour before this event, sort of checking in with attendance, because that also serves as a really good reminder to people who might have forgot. But also, like, it's sort of a preemptive head count. It's like it seems to just. It seems to add something. I don't know what it is, but it seems to add something that kind of builds for the gathering. And yeah, and also like me and you, Carl, like we kind of checked in at some events where we were early, and me and you, Emma, like we kind of checked in right before this event. So I think that's a really, really nice norm to have. Is like a bit of checking in with each other before things get going.
I love that. That's really interesting. I feel like we need to have a group norms list that we can keep adding these to, because that's a really sweet one.
We always get new ones. But again, I'll swerve that into an existing one and say the RSVP, the system of, signing up beforehand, even if it's just a maybe. There's a lot of nice built-in features with that where you can make it a recurring RSVP and you can set a reminder the day of, an hour before, 10 minutes before, for an upcoming event.
Yeah.
So you could have your own little prompt to like come and see who's, getting online and see what's going on before the event gets going.
Both of those.
Quick question.
Please.
Is it, are you talking about like something on Google Calendar or something, or is it
Discord bot called Sesh? There's a channel called just event list, right?
Go ahead and tag Emma in the event for today, maybe, so we can you'll know right where to go.
Because I mean, I saw the thing on the Discord event, and I just click interested, and you can see who's activated or seen that one.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Kind of.
Or no, you're talking about the built-in Discord stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
This is a problem that we went through for about, 4 months. We were trying to eliminate that function because it makes people think that they've RSVP'd, but they really haven't, and it's all good. We've let it go, and sometimes people RSVP there, sort of, and other times they don't. But yeah,
so
I
Emma,
think that
just Emma. Who else wanted pinged in there?
Just Emma.
Gotta let my dog out. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll make it pop up under the event details. That's where the sesh post itself is to click. And then there's a summary post in like event. I already closed it. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. The summary is just event list.
I also want to just note for George that, George, you were talking about a cultural piece. What the visual that you brought out for me is like ringing a bell at the town hall an hour before the event, and it kind of sets the fire. It warms people of, oh, I know the person who rang that bell. I want to go to meet with them. I'm checking myself. Am I ready to be on this journey? Do I want to meet up with anyone ahead of time? So there could be a norm that we grow for volunteers who actually like set that tone at least an hour ahead, maybe even a day ahead, by offering a thoughtful question about community spaces or something. Get us all kind of warming up. So yeah, thank you for that. That's lovely. Okay, and I named a norm. What about you, Lau?
I think I have like two or one, but like I think Jay mentioned it. Like go on orange and like use. I don't know if Jay said use the reply
Yeah,
thing
people
when you
ask.
reject the invite.
That's nice. I love
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah.
one thing. And another one is active listening. Listen more than what you should speak. Because like listening is like a part of learning, so we should listen more, so we learn more from people.
I like that. And specifically, active listening is more than listening. Active listening, does anyone have a definition for that? What is active listening? Yeah, Carl.
I would call it the act of letting the person who is speaking know you are following in a way that doesn't disrupt their speaking.
I like that. Yeah. So sometimes I think of active listening like I'm the river that's speaking, and you are active listening like a boat on the river that's putting the paddle in the boat and being like, yep, I'm right here. Yep, I'm right here. I'm with you in your flow. And so I feel that tap in, and I feel like we're on a journey together. Whereas reflective listening is a little more active than just active listening, or it's a subset of it. Reflective listening is where you share something with me and I'm going to echo that back to you, but not exactly. I'm going to echo that back to you with a little bit of my tone, my metaphors, my ways of telling you that not just I'm with you, but I'm learning from you as you share with me. So, a lot of what I do as a facilitator is echo people back to themselves, but also pull. It's like an active listening that is also about integrating what's being said back into the group. And what Carl's doing here is a type of active listening and saying, yes, you have awesome norms. We want to hear all of your norms. And we have norms that we've said a lot. We've said them over and over again. So we can bridge your norms into our norms and see where they fit. And maybe you have norms we don't have and we need those norms. So, yeah, these are ways we active listen. Thank you for that. Okay, there were a few that are on the list that are good to mention, even if we're not individually saying them. We did kindness. There's one about substance use, which is just asking people to refrain from using substances because we're here to practice being humans on purpose and respect each other's time. And when we're altered on substances, that can skew our ability to show up and read each other. Substances skew our lens of the world. And that can be a relief at times and make it more fun and delightful, but it can also pull the energy of the group and kind of torque it, move it one way or another. So when you're at Bridgemakers, please refrain from substances as much as possible. Yeah. Wow.
I have a question. Does coffee count as one? This might be a straight epistemology question.
A good question. Yeah, nice. Is coffee a substance?
Yeah.
I think that's our first level question. Coffee is substance, yes.
Yeah.
How about I answer that? Hey, and
I was going to say, if you're following that logic, then sugar would be counting as one as well.
Right.
And also wheat and carbs and whatever, right? So it's a gradient. So you have to ask yourself in your body, since Bridgemakers is considered a safe for work location, if you consumed whatever you're thinking of consuming and showed up at work, how would that go down? And that's kind of the bar we're asking you to set, is treat this like you are getting paid to be here and you could get kicked out for being here some certain ways. Yeah.
Well, I got one that's, I don't know exactly how. I think it's on the list though, but the try not to do the old Irish exit, leaves folks wondering. And then
Jay
you're
was
like,
flickering there,
maybe
but
Jay was really drunk and was like, oh, I
nice.
shouldn't be
no, I
here.
gotta go. Yeah. Could be. Jay also sounds very auditory. Internet seems spotty. So yeah. And
Yeah.
the say hello goodbye is the norm.
There we
There's
go.
Jay. There you back. So saying hello and
I'm so
goodbye,
sorry.
even if you have to say goodbye online because your technology blows up on you, which we've had a couple encounters that have sounded a little close. So, definitely don't stay in technology if it's smoking. We need to make that a joking norm, but if your technology is smoking, making bad noises, etc., please leave. You do not have to even say anything. Just tell us that you're okay. But just recognizing that as human beings, we matter to each other. And when we leave suddenly, that matters. And that's going to infect the group. And I think that one of our norms is going to get changed a little bit here, which is just when you come to events, try to be here for the duration of the event. Not like you're locked in here, but this has been prepared to be a space that we start and we leave as much as possible together. So, yeah, cool. All right, now we get to do the pain points. Where are you stuck? Where are you feeling guilty? Where are you feeling worried about your community building? And maybe even hopeless. Any of those feelings, this is a place to share that. Not for us to fix it, but just to be seen and be able to step into that harder, darker place and tell the truth. And this is based off of the idea that when we tell the truth about who we are and we are witnessed in that, instead of observed, judged, strategized around, or pathologized, witness means presence. We are given acceptance for whatever pain we offer. That in itself is a healing practice. And it also allows us to see each other in our vulnerability and our not enoughness. And that is also how we create deep roots with each other. We know what pain looks like on you, and you know what pain looks like on me. And that allows us to speak candidly. Yeah. So whatever your ache is, even if it's just you're feeling alone these days and you don't have a lot of community, that is welcome here. And that allows us to tell the truth before we take apart worlds and look at all the ways worlds shape also how we connect with each other. First, we do our own accountability. So who would like to go first? Carl?
Yeah, I'm all hands raised here today.
Yeah, you are.
I thought of a way to put my IRL work woes and my Bridgemakers building community woes as the same thing. So I was pretty excited about that. But I'm coming to find that I am not a good builder of bridges. I am a good user of bridges, like a model. I'll use that bridge exactly the way it's supposed to be and not mess it up and be able to help other people learn to do it. But when it comes to creating systems, like actually like being the one to, design the workflow setup, like that's intimidating to me. So at work, I'm in this new environment with a whole new group of people and trying to not just come in there and do what I do, but actually fix things and improve things is very intimidating and kind of giving me similar vibes to, the idea of wanting to, make bridge makers work, find the thing, the secret sauce that's going to get that wheel spinning, and then I can sit back and just let it go and be a good user of the system.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for that. That's so honest. And it makes me wonder if there's a part of you that is, let's pretend that bridging is a muddy bank, and it feels like a part of you is walking up to the edge of the bank and being like, okay, where's the stone that's going to be like the cornerstone that's going to inspire everybody else to pick up a stone and build more of the bridge. And that you feel like you're being asked to be the bridge architect, and you're just looking for that magic stone, that Rosetta Stone that will translate for everybody how to build this bridge together. And so that can feel pretty paralyzing. You're looking for the right stone instead of the next stone. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's honest. Who else has a pain point?
I have one.
Go for it.
Loudest. Lau, did you raise your hand?
No, you go first. I have
Lau had
to
a finger up.
consider first because it's
No.
Lau
I
was
have
like,
a finger.
You had a hand. Go for the hand.
Yeah. So I've started what I hope to be a regular gathering and of people in real life in my community. And my intention is to bring my headset and let anyone who wants to try it.
Nice.
And I did that on Wednesday, and 3 people tried the headset for the first time. But the painful part is that I don't think any of them really enjoyed it. It seemed like it was awkward for them, and they struggled to navigate. I don't know what my hands are doing. My hands are doing strange things. But anyways, they struggled to navigate. And I want to be better at that, because you only have, what is it, one chance to make a first impression. And when I introduce people to VR, I want it to be as positive as possible. So, ouch.
I feel you. I've been there. I actually have.
We could talk later about software, because that's a big thing of what they try.
Nice. I have 2 of BridgeMaker advisors right now that I bounce some work to. I was invited to fly to 2 different places. One that's happening right now to do these demos with headsets, and it wasn't worth it for me for several reasons. But I threw the work to people I knew could handle it, and it can be brutal to initiate somebody into VR for the first time and then come out confused, nauseated, or just bored. Like, that's just such a confusing experience for somebody who has found nutrients out of this place, to see somebody just have a few minutes in and be like, meh, or ugh, or So there are ways. These 2 people are some of the best experts I know in minimizing the possibility of that. But there is a high barrier to make it in here and feel really good about it. So I feel you on that. It aches, because when you see somebody have a good first VR moment, it's like having your first VR moment for the first time all over. It's just like, oh yeah, that's what it felt like. But to see somebody turn away from it, it can feel like, I let you down. I let everybody down. Like, what? So thank you for doing that. And I hear you. That does hurt. Yeah. Oof. Who else?
I can go with mine.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, okay. Josh first.
Josh?
Okay. Josh raised the hand, so
I'll take even more of that loud generosity. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. My pain point is some stresses IRL in communicating with the local county administration, finding like zoning guidelines for a project I'm trying to get underway. It's a bit of an unusual project, so I need some specific guidelines, and I'm trying to walk the line between like they're pretty busy, so I don't want to be like an overbearing. I'm trying to walk that balance between keeping their attention that I need to hear back from them and get this information, but without like, yeah, it's a hard line to navigate. But if I don't say anything, I might never hear back from them because they are busy.
Yeah.
So that's been a pretty significant pain point for me because it's holding up this project. I can't even get started on planning it until I get some answers.
So there's something about that has to do with how do we support, and also, hello, Brian. Oh my gosh, Brian's here. I think the last 2 times you've shown up, there's been like one person or 2 people here. So Bridgemakers does have people in it, and now you can see that. Yay! Way to keep coming back. So yeah, we're going through pain points right now. If you want to think of yours, just kind of anything to do with building community. And so what George, you were just sharing, it reminds me of the idea of looking at leaders and saying, I know you're juggling a lot of things. How do I not undermine you and irritate you? Because that's going to be bad for me and everybody. And how do I support you and bridge with you so that I don't lose your consciousness or leave it, but I also don't also irritate it. If I'm too in your consciousness, now I'm an irritant and you're going to avoid me and push me away. And so how do I humanize this enough to be a positive in your awareness, to be somebody that you want to empower? And that's a tough one. Absolutely. Just to be frozen and kind of waiting and to some degree have a strategy, have an agenda, right? We can all feel from each other when somebody has an agenda when they're talking to us. They lose the active listening and it becomes almost like strategic listening. And so there can be this sense of, I'm being handled. I don't want to be connected here. So that question of how do I make those an oasis of human before I go into the ask, the project, the thing that I need changed. And especially when you're doing that digitally, that can be really hard to build that. So yeah, I've seen some really creative things around that, but I hear you. Depends on who it is and how much they want to avoid their own job, which is really common when you get into bureaucracy and government and whatever. It's like they're not there because they said, one day I'm going to be a contracting gatekeeper. Yeah. So I hear you and thank you. Okay. Who else has a pain point? Is that 2 hands? A full hand? Okay. Lau has a pain point.
Okay, so in my community, it's more of a gamers. So recently I've been making problems about the community, which is about the game itself it's Warframe. It is not that viral. It is more of a marathon game. You play this game for a long time, you grind it. It is not a really popular choice on viral choice among people. There's still a few of it, and the game itself doesn't provide much events. So in my community, it's like I'm having a hard time in creating events or hangouts to actually do something together, because time zone is a problem, as always. Another problem is the game itself is nothing much. Usually you will play by yourself. So the game itself doesn't have much events to grind. it is quite painful.
Wow, that's interesting. So your question is, we have common ground, which is this game, but the game is not multiplayer, it's not social, it's solitary, and it doesn't have very many elements to it that would make us want to connect and do anything around it. There's not a lot of shared story.
Yeah, exactly.
or-
Because like, yeah, a lot of moments is like we are in different stages in games, and it is kind of hard to make people who are in same stages to play together, and even find the same stages of people. So like, there's a bit of struggling, and
Yeah,
it is
sounds
a really painful idea to actually gather
Engage.
them and let them do the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you say it, I get this like my face gets really scrunched up, and I almost feel like if I sat thinking about this for longer than like 5 minutes, I would start getting indigestion. It's that feeling in me of just going like, oh, this common ground feels very hard to stand on or hard to bridge on. It's like something's pulling people there, but it doesn't provide a lot of words or connectivity to find each other through. So it makes me want to be like, oh, I'm just going to shake it off. But it's your community, so you don't get to do that. Good luck. That's my reflective listening.
Yeah.
Good luck. Come back and tell us what you did to solve that and how many bottles of Tums you had to take to solve for that one. But there have to be gradients.
I'll try. It is a big challenge.
Maybe AI will help you. I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, so we've gotten you and you. Have you gone? You haven't gone. Okay. And we haven't gotten Brian or Jay. Jay's waving Jay's hands. Okay, Jay, your turn.
Yes. Okay. So, I actually have a lot of them, but I think probably the easiest one to describe is what I could call the golden rule paradox, which is the way, like, treat other people the way you want to be treated. But the thing is, the way I want to be treated is apparently either the way I want to be treated is vastly different from the way other people want to be treated, or very few people actually treat others with the same respect they want. Like I have two examples. Like if I turn down a request and it's well within my rights, and that actually is sadly very something very a recent idea that I'm actually allowed to turn down requests, and somebody gets upset at me, I just ask them, well, is there a more polite way I could phrase that if I could turn down your request? And I mean, I actually did lately turn down invitation to another world. I said, hey, I'm in a meeting right now. I'll message you on Discord tomorrow. And there actually are two examples. One guy was spamming me with Telegram stickers, and when I said, look, I don't find these really interesting, he got really upset at me and accused me of wanting to of blowing him off, and I spent several months trying to work this out with him, and nothing, all that came up of it was that eventually said, I'm just gonna leave you alone. I've tried to be your friend and I failed. It's like, no, you all you did was bypass my request for you to not do that. There was another instance where I had to turn down a girl for she wanted to meet with me because apparently she was infatuated with me, and she said, I felt like you were screaming at me when you turned down my invitation to meet, and I said, well, that wasn't an instance of agreement. I was just explaining my reason.
Yeah. Wow.
It's just like I wish people. Well, I mean, I say let's just say that I do get, I think, probably unreasonably upset sometimes when people turn down. And what I would like, it would be nice for them to say, look, it's nothing personal. It's just that I'm not really in the mood right now, but I don't ever get that. It's like I'm expected to just both accept that I'm just going to be left in the dark to why other people
Didn't
don't
say
want
yes.
to. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Does that all make sense?
Totally.
I know it's
This is
kind of a
such a
mouthful.
no, it's a really important one. So community as a concept, right? We think of it and we're like, oh, community, a bonfire, and like sometimes sharing marshmallows, and community is so good. When we find that thing that unites us over a game, it's just it entices us. It's in our blood. We are social creatures. But what we don't think about is how community unravels and when there's mismatches. If I'm a bridge part and you're a bridge part and we're trying to match each other, sometimes we're going to be like, okay, hello, hello. And instead that person turns away. They don't actually bridge. And that lack of culture that knows how to celebrate death, how to celebrate no. I mean, no's are hard to find in such a complicated world. No's require a level of conviction that I rarely have. I don't know about you. So when somebody has a no these days, I'm like, no period? And if they're like, yes, no period, I'm like, wow, this is like a holy grail no. Wow, this is so rare. So I've learned to celebrate no's. But I also see a lot in society that doesn't know how to hold that. And so then it's like, I got other things I got to do, or whatever. It's like, I'm going to deprioritize you instead of just say no. And that can feel like a collective ghosting that's very subtle, but is not forthright, is not transparent. And it can be very isolating. And so, yeah, that is an absolute ache inside of all of us because most of what we've seen, unless you are from a place that is very far away from the United States, most of the Western culture, let me say, is very phobic of endings and does not know how to create rituals around why that no is there and how the no could turn to yes. Right? So, no and is the bridge. No and if you did it at a different time or if you.
No but.
No but can work also. Yeah. That's more
just my
Carl's
go-to.
slogan. Yes. No and is kinder many times because it allows people some sense of you want to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe a small thing I could offer, because I don't know why, there's certain phrases I like where people say the first bit often, but they don't often add in
Right.
an ending bit.
Yeah.
And like that's one of them. At least you started with the idea of golden rule paradox, and I think it broadly applies to everything you were saying. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. Like a lot of people end it there, and that can be used to justify kind of like,
A
if I
lot of
don't
harm.
care about this thing, I'll do it to them, and they
Yeah.
shouldn't care because I
Yeah.
don't care.
Exactly.
And it's more, the part people don't say is, or that I like to add on is, if you were them. It's that empathy to think of their experience and how your actions are going to impact them. Walk in their shoes, not just project yourself onto them.
Right. Treat other people the way you would want to be treated if you were them. That's interesting. I hadn't heard that one. Yeah. I like where you're going with that because there is a piece around some of you know, I studied trolls for about a year in here and I did a lot of interviews with them at every level. And sometimes when their behavior was especially egregious and just mind blowingly harmful, I would be like, but would you want to have that happen to you? And that didn't work at all. I learned to stay away from that because maybe once or twice their friends who I didn't know were their friends would turn around and start doing those behaviors to them and they'd be like, oh, that's so funny. Like it was it was their lens and their standard of what fun was. And for somebody to do that at them, it became a battle, like a arena moment where they got excited by somebody treating them the way they were treating others. And so that golden rule doesn't work very far when we have such a diverse culture of what is acceptable.
Yeah. If you take that extra step and say, like, if I'm actually imagining not just me and them doing it to me, but that person, how do they feel?
Yeah.
You
How is
try
this
some
received?
empathy.
Yeah. And what I will say is I hear the how in what you're talking about. And I would just want to acknowledge that that's painful. There's a lot of explanations of why it might be happening, but it just hurts. And thank you for sharing that pain here. Yeah. Yeah. Oof. Some of these, when you share them, all of you, I have to kind of like bring it in and let it out because these are hard things that won't go away after today. They will keep going. It's just how we tweak them ever so slightly and experiment with them that will make them better. Who else has a pain point? Yay,
I think the only person we haven't heard one was... Oh, no, I forgot about Emma. My bad.
Emma and Brian.
Yeah.
I suppose part of mine is, going back to when we were talking the other day, is trying to figure out just where I can continue to help project community, trying to raise up through the ranks so I can help out with the communication problems that I see pretty regularly. But recently I had been reflecting on another group that I helped out with way back, Gob's Improv. And it kind of, it made me think, am I maybe even subconsciously sabotaging myself to prevent myself from moving upward because of that traumatic event that happened to me and a few friends, there.
Yeah.
So it's just something I've been kind of thinking about, do I want to do this, or am I trying to stop myself, protecting myself unconsciously, and I don't know it?
Oh, that's so good. It's risk means heartbreak, and power means falling and failure. And those are really uncomfortable things to hold in our awareness when we say yes to more power and taking more risks. Is we will make mistakes and people will hurt us. And so how do we go forward with a yes when we know that's true? That's hard, especially in realizing that past traumas are still fresh and they could be impacting. And I resonate with that genuinely, personally, of the way that I was made small by other communities. How do I reinforce that pattern now? Because I'm afraid of that happening again. So I'm kind of trying to preemptively avoid it. Yeah. That's a really good one and hard one and one. That's the body sensation I get. Yeah. Brian, what about you?
I don't have anything. All right.
Oh, Brian, I'm going to tug on you there. I think you got something. You're in all kinds of communities. You can even share a highlight of a community if you want, but what does community building mean for you?
Well, it's a community I joined recently, which has some pretty good game nights together, but I would say one barrier is just they have the full body VR, so they play volleyball together, so I can't play with them.
Wow.
Wow. It's a pretty nice community.
That's amazing.
There's a nice little hub. They gather together, they play games together every now and then.
That's lovely. How did you find them?
Someone I knew a long time ago actually invited me because they found out I was playing VR chat.
Aww.
Come join them.
Wow. When you say a full-bodied volleyball community, I just have this blooper image in my mind of people jumping for the volleyball and like hitting their computers or something. I'm like, oh my God, I hope
Maybe.
it's caged full volleyball. Like that just sounds like a really bad setup, but really fascinating to watch, I'm imagining, because you can probably see some people jump up and just be very like huff and puff and get that ball. Wow.
I'll
Has
save it for
anybody
later.
else seen this? Yeah. Has anyone seen someone play volleyball in VR full bodied? That's a next level. You have, Emma?
I've seen golf.
Yeah, on a few
but not
streams.
volleyball.
Okay. You've seen golf?
Yeah,
Yeah. Golf makes
golf's
sense.
just got a pretty
Yeah.
common game night thing. I'm trying to think of other stuff where the full body actually you can see the whole thing going.
So I
Definitely
guess
nothing as extreme as jumping around.
I
in
know.
volleyball.
I just keep imagining that, or like water polo in VR. Like, oh. So that brings me to my pain point, and my pain point is also a weird kind of celebration. A friend of mine who's an art director for a studio or a gaming studio has been talking with me about doing a stream with this gaming company, Walkabout Mini Golf, for at least a year, where they do something called Talk About, and they interview people in the industry and play a round of golf with some of the developers and this person and whatever. So it's been kind of like a little bit of a tease of sorts. I don't think he meant it that way, but it's been kind of strung along for a long time. And just yesterday, I think finally I got an email from that company that was like, hey, we want to move forward with this. And instead of feeling like excited, I felt all my community debt come up inside of me, almost like bile of sorts. That was just like, oh, like I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, and it's when it got here. At first, my first reaction was not yay. It was like, oh, I'm so tired. And so I don't like getting to those moments and not feeling graceful, feeling kind of like complaining a little bit. That I don't like myself in those moments. I feel grumpy and ungrateful and just like, how did I end up being that person that was like, it wasn't soon enough, or whatever? Like, I don't want to be that person. It's an honor what they're offering. And so I'm sitting with myself that way of like, how much community debt do I just kind of lug around with me from all the scar tissue and implosions and cancellations that I've been through, that then take me to moments that should be kind of cool wins. I love the game. I love my friend. I've met some of the developers already. I think they're all amazing and kooky and beautiful. And what kept me from just really being in my heart from the beginning there. So I'm feeling pain with myself and some kind of shame of going, oh, that wasn't gracious, my first response. Thankfully, I didn't, they didn't say that to my face, and I was just like, it was an email. And so I got to watch my first response and then moved into my second response, which was like, okay, take a deep breath and say thank you and be curious. So yeah, that's my pain point. What a feast of pain. Thank you, everybody who are sharing, and some water sport volleyball. I'm throwing water into it because it seems more extreme. That Brian brought us. We really brought something tonight. Some aches that are not going to go away easily or soon. But sometimes just naming it gives it a little air, like a wound. So our next piece is where we do our world hopping. And just a sneak preview for both or everybody here. This isn't on the calendar, but if you tune in tomorrow at 2:30 Pacific time. We're going to be doing a world hop with a pretty amazing world creator in here, a small team of bridge makers. And this creator are going to go through his worlds and talk about meaningful spaces and how do those get designed that really welcome and envelop community. We might go to one of those tonight if we have time to just feel it together and think about what questions you might ask the world creator about their space. But first, we start here, and I'm going to invite each of you to challenge yourself to think about one world in the menu that you would bring us all to that makes community or breaks community, and be ready to present that. Even if you've never been to that world, act as if you have, and this is your best community world to bring us to, and tell us why it makes and breaks, and then we'll talk with you about that. We're going to start with this world, which I was in for a hot second yesterday, and I thought it could be a good space. How does this world make and break community?
Honestly, seems pretty perfect.
Well, thank you. What makes it
Looks
perfect?
like it's got a little back area over there. So I like the, entranceway has a nice funnel that brings you in. There's a little gathering area with nice things to circle up on, including a fire. Then you got the viewing area with a video player that's kind of cordoned off, and then but a separate area over there where people can still kind of go deeper. I imagine, I don't know whether that is just another loop or it is expansive, but I'm guessing it's just an extra little back area over there.
Yeah. Carl has been on a lot of these, pointing out all the pieces. Yeah, really well done. What else are we observing?
There's a lot of blue. Oh, okay. So there is a lot of blue, and I have heard about studies that when you put somebody in a blue, when you surround somebody with the color blue, that does make them, I think, more imaginative and more helpful, because I think it's association with the sky. I think apparently Pepto, like different colors will have different effect on people. I think if you put them in a Pepto-Bismol style pink environment, then that will I think make them drowsy or indifferent and uninspired. And if you put them in a red environment, that'll make them more hostile. And if you put them in like pitch black, then they'll get depressed. But yes, that's my understanding of why one of the things that the effects that this environment would probably have on people. So much blue.
People who are really sensitive to color could really find this beautiful or overwhelming. There's a aesthetic to this world that is low poly, and part of what that can communicate when it's a consistent aesthetic and it's not haphazard is letting people come here and be simple together. We don't have to have complicated, soulful journeys with all our stories figured out. There's a simplicity here. Looks like people are gathering over there. I want to check it out.
Yeah, the little water feature.
Oh, mine.
You can go through the bamboo.
Oh, okay. Look at that. Oh, that's so cute. We should have been out here. I love this.
Yeah, this is this drew me over here. It's just
wow.
a body of water.
That's adorable. Oops. Look at that. That's so cute. Look at it. It's like a bridge. We need to get a photo on this bridge. It's the cutest bridge ever. Totally.
I didn't know you could fish for Pikachu.
Okay. Photo on the bridge.
This one knows surf.
It's
using the thunder rod.
Wow. Okay, let's hop up on the bridge. What do you got over there? Are those ripples?
Skipping stones.
Oh, cool.
Looks like.
I love it. Aw, look at what a cute group this is. We've got to get a
Poop
photo
sticks.
on this. All right. I'm going to get my zoom in going. I'm going to have to bring my art friend back here because we just came in quickly and then left. This is really cute. Okay. How are we photoing ourselves?
I would say, if you don't mind, I have a suggestion, is this way, because there's actually lighting coming and hitting us this way.
You're right. Look
Oh,
at
true.
you. You're a group photographer. I like it. You already were reframing my photo. I'm really bad about taking photos that are not centered, but this is what happens when I'm playing too many roles. Oh, look at all beautiful people. Is Brian up here? Where'd Brian go? There's Brian. Yay. We've got a tiny Pikachu, barely in the, and then we've got a Carl hanging onto the bridge. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, everyone look up. Look for the photo camera. Over there. Whee! Aww. Beautiful. Well, I'll tell you, this bridge makes community in itself. It really pulls you from every direction to be up there, and it's lovely. The mix.
If anybody wants the picture.
Oh, you made it into an actual Polaroid. That's so smart. Look at that. Let's look at that.
So other people can share it.
Right. Oh, that's so smart. I should have never done that before. Okay. Going to download. Save prints to gallery. So clever. Cool. Okay. So who is this world bad for? That's the harder one because we all want to compliment these things. But who would this world not work for?
Trolls.
How so?
I don't know. I was just trying to think of like somebody that wasn't chill. You know what I mean? Somebody that wanted to be disruptive.
It's an interesting
I
question.
can see this being.
Yeah.
Let me come down.
This would be a harder world to troll in. Partly because of what Carl identified, that you can move through the bamboo. It becomes kind of you can't trap people in here easily.
It is a little scary when you first go into the bamboo, though.
Okay, there you go.
I mean,
actually,
it was for me.
Thank you.
It was dark,
wow.
and it was all around me. And
Yeah, let's try it.
I
Let's
didn't.
feel it out. Oh yeah, that
Is quite.
It's
Wow.
Get all
pretty
the way in
unsettling out here.
Oh my God. Nope. No, thank you. That's
This
too
is
much.
where the trolls
Can't
are.
see anything.
I don't get
No, no,
claustrophobic.
no.
That did not feel good.
Happy movie turns into a horror movie about 10 minutes in.
Wouldn't that be a surprise in this world?
I lost you.
Like
There you are.
it's really a horror world on the outskirts. It's like the
Children of the
cornfield fishing thing.
bamboo.
Exactly. Nice.
Which is-
Exactly.
Which actually is a feature of a lot of horror worlds, is they
my
introduce
God.
you to like a serene or cozy part first,
Whoa.
and then don't let it drink the water.
Who is that?
Don't let it touch the water.
I don't know what creature that is, but it's perfect for this world, whatever it is. That's hilarious. The world creator is going to
It would
be,
be
if they
shocking
ever
without
see
being
this,
too
they're going to be like, I'm doing that. I'm adding one of those. Okay. Yeah. So let's say that it
that's a
might
person.
not be the best public world. You know, it's for a community group that's already established. And it also might not be the best first world for people if the bamboo is going to be transparent that way or non-collidable. A first world
Could
for
be
people.
disorienting.
Let's imagine that you were putting those new friends in your headsets. You probably wouldn't want to put them in this world.
Oh no!
I didn't mean to do that.
I mean, in the world, but not in the bamboo. Yeah.
What just happened?
I think they tossed the picture.
I didn't mean
You got it?
Okay.
No worries. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So we know,
you go.
right? This is
Did
not
I
a
now
good
do
newbie world, and it's not a good public
need the
world.
back
And
of
that's
it?
just information
okay.
for us.
Okay, I downloaded
So who
it.
has a world for
Okay.
us to go
But
to?
yeah, you can throw them and then re-download them.
Do you
and
know
blah, 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 and things like
breathing in the epilogue?
Okay, yeah.
It's like a
It sounds familiar.
postscript kind of to. There's the one I can't never remember the name of it, but there's like a big visualizer world, and then kind of the final state of that world's visualizer is like just this world by itself. So it's like you go there after. We use it for like post, like the end of the newbie event world hop sometimes.
Yeah, I did an interview in this world, a troll interview. I remember that world. It's a great one. Yeah. We could totally go there. Let's see what other worlds we have, especially by newbies who haven't done worlds yet.
True.
Emma, newbie, Jay, newbie. Julie, do you have any worlds? I don't know even if you've shown us worlds. Not yet. Or Jock, sorry.
One of my first... No, you can call me Julie. That's fine.
Okay.
One of my first worlds that I went into, and somebody brought us on a tour, I can't even remember what group it was with, was Sovereign's Chill Home, and that was nice. It's pleasant. I keep going back. But
That's
That
everybody
is
might
one that
know
gets
that one
used
already.
frequently for events.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
world is interesting to me because I built that world in Horizon for a friend. It was the first VR chat world to ever be built. And I didn't rip it the way you all rip your stuff and make worlds out of it. I hand built it with objects for probably 15 hours, which for most people would be for 50 hours, but I'm pretty fast. So, yeah, if you ever want to visit VR chat in Horizon, you can go to that one.
It's there.
I would like to see that. I was like, did you make the secret roof area?
I did. And on top of the roof, I put a surprise, which is their dead
Nice.
grandpa's bus. So it has a story. Okay, so we have Sovereign's Chill World, which would be an interesting one because that is a very common public attractive community space. Brian, do you have a world you want to bring us to?
I can look real quick.
Okay. And Jay, Emma, do you?
Yeah, I've got one.
Okay. Let's do Emma's world first. Emma's a
All right.
long-standing VR chatter and alt spacer, I found out yesterday.
Well, I wasn't actually in alt space, but I helped out those who were making the transition over to to VR chat.
Yeah. I met someone yesterday that told me you were one of their first contacts in their transitioning, and they were very grateful for you.
Where did I put it? I know it's here somewhere. Okay, let's just... All right. I'll just search it out because I know what it is that I wanted to see. Oh, there it is.
And you can
We talked about it the other day.
Nice.
Yeah,
Just do
dropping it.
Friends Plus is fine.
Yeah, all right. Oh, hang on. Cancel. Because I was just about to drop public. Well, that would be bad.
Yeah, that can be a lot. And I love what people did in here as far as wandering around, feeling the world out, and then coming back. Because then everybody's bringing different experiences. Lovely. Okay.
There we are.
Oh, yay. Oh, cool. Let's go here. Yes.
Okay, just...
Oops. Yay. Okay.
I feel like I've heard this phrase, but I've definitely never been here.
Look at that. That is an
Oh,
interesting.
yeah, I know Fair Fan Club. Yeah,
Very
I've been
good.
here before.
Yes.
It's head injury territory.
Yes, I come here regularly.
Do you really? Who does? Jay?
Yes, I'm part of the No Friends Club, and I mean, they had a meeting tonight, but I decided to go to this instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually... I was gonna say, yeah, they are currently doing their after meeting hangout right now in a chill
Okay.
world.
Look at that. Wow. So there's so much here, but tell us about your reason to bring us here. How does this make and break community?
Well, I mean, part of it is, they bring people in here, and it's a classroom, where people are here to learn. It's you've got everybody kind of focusing in on the center here.
Mm-hmm.
And during the actual event, if there's like new people who volunteer to say, "Hey, I'm new," they'll have them come down here to the center and maybe introduce something about themselves, name, and then something that they like, and and just let them go on their way.
So kind of immediately being centered as a way to kind of get it out of the way. Here you go. You stand here, you tell the truth. Like it.
And yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of posters here to help, on various aspects of mental health and things like that.
That's so true. It's an interesting piece. So in environmental design, having that like entrance place that you emerge from is really important to create a sense of joining. However, I don't know if I've ever been in a world that made you hit your head on the way through it. I find that just fascinating. I'm like, was that? I don't think that's intentional, but it's amazing. Like that the majority.
It's
yeah.
Yeah, most avatars have the average height is a lot shorter.
Really? Like I just watching people spawn in here, they're all getting their heads sliced off. So that's just...
Yeah, I'm only 1.3 and I just clear it, so it's pretty short.
But if you think about what that does in the body, is it's going to make you duck, right? Instinctually, you're going to want to like get a little smaller. And then what that does is when you get through that, it's going to make you expand. You've contracted, you've expanded. And it actually might be a really, for service link. Oh my God. There's a giant lab
if I may,
in the cage. Yes.
So there is something a little odd about this world. I'm just wondering, have you noticed it right off the bat, or does it take a moment?
The chairs are really tiny.
I don't know. I feel like there should be more windows with more things to see out there. They look like windows. You kind of see the sky, but on the other side, I don't know if that's the sky.
It's so bleak out there.
That struck
That's
me.
Interesting. Yeah.
I guess it is sky.
I will point it out.
Yeah, totally.
Look at the chairs here.
Yeah, I see chairs.
It's so small.
Yeah, they're very tiny. Oh my gosh.
But there's a missing chair.
Oh,
Where?
Yes, there
Where
is.
Is there a missing chair?
Right here.
There's a missing chair. Yes. So, one of the staff members, we lost to depression.
No. Oh no.
So yeah, and that is, this is where they would always sit.
Oh.
So.
Wow.
Yeah, they had that removed.
That's
in sort of honor and memory of them.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
But I see a chair there. I'm confused at how there's a chair missing.
A chair right here?
Yes, I see a chair right here.
It must be on Quest side, but on PC side.
No.
I'll have to let Kuro know about that.
We remind her on VR. We remind her on Quest. It's okay.
Oh my goodness.
We will be.
Yeah, you're feeling very like honoring of it as a chair and not having the chair. Wow. So this is such a good example though, right? Of how we try to communicate something and then we forget about something else and now we're giving mixed messages.
Right.
And so I'm so touched that space is there. I can only imagine what that loss felt like and almost the dread of seeing somebody else sit in that chair. But for any questies coming in, they're not going to know there's no chair there. So they might be taking.
Well, it's a good catch, Lau. Yeah. Now we can let the owner know. This is
why we test it, right? So this is part of the journey, is to have those conversations and look at it from many perspectives. That's lovely, though, to discover. And thank you for sharing that. It's sombering to realize that spaces that are built to be a incubator and a recovery unit for a lot of social wounds are going to have a higher risk of Indians like that.
Yeah. So why do I see the chair there? What did you? There was an explanation of that.
Yeah.
It's Quest and PC. They're essentially two different worlds, kind of layered on top of each other.
Yeah. And
Quest.
the people.
Oh.
So you have
Or
Because
Android platform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I'm in my headset.
Many people here
They're-
have their headsets plugged to their desktop computers, and that gives you more complexity in the spaces. But we all want the questies to come on these hops with us because we find out all kinds of things we didn't know about.
I'll show you a good example here. Let me see if let's see if it'll work.
Oh yeah, we could all take somebody
I'm
with
gonna-
a PC take a photo, and we can show you a side-by-side
Yeah,
comparison.
that's what Emma's doing.
Nice.
Well, I was going to do this here. Let's see if it'll work here. It's just a picture of me here. So this is what PC will see. You see this picture here?
Where am I? Okay. Trying to. Wait. Get over there. Oh, I'm looking at a camera. I'm not looking at a picture. I don't know why. Where's the picture?
You can't see this floating.
I think Quest
no.
maybe can't see the photos either. I forgot about that.
I don't see a photo.
I thought they could.
I see a camera.
Is anybody?
That
in
is weird.
Quest
Okay,
other
I
than
thought
Julie?
Prince would work. Okay, then
So-
I can. Let me do.
Does that
this.
have to
Let's
do
see.
with how I originally signed up for the account? Because
Oh.
I was told
Yeah.
that I shouldn't enter through Quest, and if I do that there will be numbers behind my name.
Yeah, this isn't
So
that. It actually just has
No,
to do with
it's
the
not that.
build. No.
So,
That is interesting.
compared to everybody else, what do you see for me? Is it an imposter, which would be kind of pixelated, or is it more anime form?
The
It's an
avatar.
animated little robot. Your avatar for me is
Oh,
a little,
okay.
like
Okay,
it's
then.
just the
What
head,
about
the
mine?
torso, and the
Oh
hands.
wait, let me see.
Yeah, you're
And
seeing.
same with
robot.
Jay, but
Mm.
everyone else has
That might be safety settings
stylized
that, as a
avatar.
friend, your avatar
Right.
will
Oh, that could
unfriend
be
it.
it.
So,
I'm a
yeah,
robot too. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what we see is like the PC side, it's they're parallels or whatever. It's like they're all kind of like we're in the same space, but they're like not exactly. I don't know how to
Layered.
describe it. Yeah, yeah, they're just.
There's a complexity that comes with the PCs.
Oh, so I'm missing out on seeing.
Sure.
Actually, I don't
Yeah.
see.
Yeah,
a
it's. I
stylized
think the
avatar
best
for
analogy
Brian
for it
either. I just
is
see
kind of
the
like it's a
robot
mobile
thing. What do you
version
call
of the
robot
game.
thing? Imposter? Is that what you call an imposter?
No, there's also another layer that
was
might be
called the fallback.
happening here, Julie, which is
I
that
think
your
I have
safety
one that would
settings might be
imposter.
on in a way that you only see people you're friended to, what their avatars look like. So if you open your menu,
But I see George. I don't think we're.
So I think this avatar will imposter.
So you
for
can.
you.
you see mine?
Can you?
Yeah,
You can.
I see
you know how you
Lyle's
can.
too. Yeah, I
Can
see
you? You
Lyle's
can
and-
click on people, right? And you have that bubble when you click on somebody or whatever. You can see that
Yeah, I
hover
have to
above
pull
them.
up my menu and do that, right? Where are you now?
So when you click on somebody and it says user actions, you can show avatar display and see if it'll actually show it for them. For you,
Yeah,
for
click
me,
the
it might
eyeball.
show as something. Yeah, the eyeball there.
Use safety
It's a
settings.
quick one.
Avatar display. Click.
Mhm.
Clicking on avatar display. It's not.
And it should like
really doing
reload
anything.
Emma. So
Yeah.
how about for me? What do I look like right now to you? Because this is a PC only
You
avatar.
look like a purple robe jester.
So no, it's
king.
fallback.
Mhm.
Fallback. Space Jester.
I'm so lucky that that somebody
thought this
made an
one
avatar
imposted.
for me that translates to both, so I don't have to worry about this. But
Yeah.
you can all
Mine
imagine.
used to, but yeah.
Yeah, you can all
Yeah,
imagine
the
how
simplest
like
way to think about it though is
Yeah.
there's it's like a different capabilities like Haya was saying. So if you have like an older generation console or like a mobile game versus a full console game, the headset is basically just a phone in there that's running the game on the headset. So that version of the game can't do as much as the full PC game, but there will be worlds that are both. But to do that, they make two versions of the world. One that doesn't go over the capabilities of the quest.
It's really cute.
But then sometimes when there's updates, they don't update them in at the same time. So they remove that chair on the PC version of the world. But the quest version, the mobile version, that actually does work on just regular cell phones now.
Yeah.
They haven't updated the world yet to have that be in parity.
You know what I just
So the same thing applies to
realized?
avatars.
Mm-hmm.
When I open my menu, more information appears on the nameplates, if you call those nameplates.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yes.
the ones whose avatars I cannot see say user and blocked.
Mm-hmm.
They say user and blocked.
Yeah. That's
It might be a safety setting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, if you click the thing that looks like a shield in your options, you'll find settings that limit people's ability to show their avatar or like even speak to you based on whether you're friends with them or their trust level in the game, like how long they've played.
Okay. Thank you, Carl, for the troubleshooting. Let's keep going to a few more worlds before we close up today.
Sure.
Who else has a world?
I'll drop a place.
Okay.
I think
Brian's going to take us.
I think this is the world. I have in my history. I think this was the place. How do you click a new instance and then you click friends plus, right?
And make sure it's a quest friendly world.
Oh, okay. Let me double check if it's quest friendly.
Yeah.
It says PC and mobile. So let me try a different one.
Yeah, PC and mobile, that would be quest friendly.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
It has a little
blue
green
and
stamp on it.
bubble.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try this one. I think this is
Funnily
the
enough, there can be quest only worlds. They are not.
Yeah.
common.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
What? That's silly. Why would you do that? Snobby. Ooh. That was an interesting spawn in. So we've got an entrance.
Yeah, you
The
can
chairs choose your graphic mode. Wait, the stairs?
Look at that cute little thing on the stairs.
There's a
It's
shoe
like
and
a
bunny.
glowy
A rabbit.
rabbit.
A rabbit.
Wow, I like the glowy rabbit. I don't want to step on it. Whoops.
It's not a
Welcome
button.
to-
It's a. Whichever
Sunlight
stairs you go up,
filtering
choose your
through the
graphic.
window.
Oh, that's clever. Huh.
And you can change it. Like you can go back and go up the other one and it'll toggle.
Whoa. That's smart.
What is this?
Makes a little noise when it does
Crystal
it.
ball. Are you going to tell me your fortune? My fortune?
Looks like a moon.
Oh, it is a moon. You're right.
It's no moon.
It's no moon.
It makes my hands vibrate.
Nuh-uh, really?
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, I have my controllers in my hand and they react to it.
Huh.
Yeah, I feel a slight little.
Hey, Jog,
It does
Julie,
it.
there's a nice little
Yeah,
display over here that shows what platform and even type of headset people are using.
Really?
Welcome back,
Except it
Jack.
says I'm using a
Why welcome
Vive, and I'm
back?
definitely
Like
not.
I've been here before.
Yeah, it says I'm using Vive,
Yeah.
but I'm using a
Welcome back,
Pro.
too. I haven't been here before.
They're just assuming you've been here before. They just know people are going to come back a second time.
Taking persistence to a whole other level.
Oh, this is
Android
neat.
VR, Oculus.
It's like a
Okay.
raining lights or something.
Viva, Viva, is it like Vive? Vive? What's
like
Vive?
rain, yeah.
Vive is a type of
Wow.
headset,
Vive.
which
Oh.
I'm guessing that the Steam VR sees the way that the Oculus headset connects as
I got
being
Resync
like the same
on my
connection type
hand.
as a Vive, but it's just
Mhm.
labeled that way. But really, it should say PC
What's that
VR Quest or Oculus for most of us, probably.
Look at
Because
your
I am
hand
also using a
quickly.
Quest headset.
If I
It's
see
just
a
connected
Resync,
to an app
Okay.
on the
I see a
computer.
Resync on my left.
And so the Quest is just
Oh,
streaming
okay.
the
Yeah,
video.
play
The
Resync.
computer's doing the work of running the
Yeah, it
game.
looks like it's a video player resync of some sort, but I don't know where the video player
And there's
is.
a star by
If you're
Brian
in the
saying,
world, it's a quick
Why
Yep,
so
so
hard?
Brian
Just
loaded
resync
in
it or
first and
something.
would be the instance master. A lot of worlds have like settings
Okay.
that only the first person in
Oh my gosh.
can like toggle whether people can
There's
put
a
links in the
laundry
video
unit.
player or turn
You
pages
can
Ah, yes, I
open-
must do my
You can
do my VR laundry.
I know. I want a quarter. I want it to charge me to do VR laundry.
Yeah,
That
we're all
just
using
feels
Vives,
like
apparently.
yes, next level.
Oops.
And then
This is
wouldn't it be
weird.
wild if it charged you and it really charged you?
Probably
like
just like the open
you
VR
really have to
connection
pay for
single
VR
versus
laundry.
Vive or
What's
whatever.
in here? Oh, food.
Well, apparently substance using.
Aha. Yes. That's so true. Look at that. You've got a whole trail of smoke. Wow.
I didn't even notice this before.
Does anybody read hiragana? Does that say gomi bako? Gomi hako? Gomi. What does that say?
Oh,
Gomi
God,
I think
I
you're
don't
doing
know.
better
Gomi
than
is
I
trash.
think-
most of
yeah.
us.
Trash. Oh, nice. Recycling. Yeah.
Oh.
Good catch. So
But
there's
the second two characters, I'm not sure. I think it's bako.
Lao's Chinese, so I don't think there's much crossover.
No,
there.
this is
It's a little
hiragana.
separate
This
set,
is Japanese.
this feels like
Yeah.
the appreciation
but
cube.
like geographically, you know.
It's very bright.
Yeah. Ah, I want to eat it. It's very cool looking. So there's
Probably not your
interactables in the world. And how do we get out into the thing down there? That looks really cool. Is there a way?
Perhaps they should find downstairs or something.
There's a door over here to the next part of the map, to the main part. To get down there, I forgot. I think you have to come around.
Okay.
How is it in
I
there?
think you have to come around on this
Very
side,
dry.
On this side.
this way.
Okay.
Oh,
Aha.
maybe, yeah, this. Ah, here we
There
go.
Yay. Ah, this is so pretty. Look at that.
What's pretty? Where?
Oh,
so
nice.
here's something we can observe, right? They're
Slightly
upstairs. You
fewer,
got to come
and
back
have to change a bunch of
downstairs,
settings to make it
but we
work.
can still hear them, right? And this is something that happens in a lot of worlds is people don't necessarily spend a ton of time in their worlds and think about how could this harm, right?
All right, yeah, that should work.
The proximity is not mimicking real buildings, and this can lead to misunderstandings of what's private and what's not.
Nothing is private. Everything.
Well,
Yeah.
there's that. That's real. But this is very chaotic and kind of pretty. I think it
Yeah.
looked more enticing further away, but when I'm in it, it actually kind of hurts my eyes. So I kind of have to look away from it.
Oh, that's kind of foreboding. It's like a dark well. What's down there?
What is that?
Right.
It looks like a.
We see a thing of flowers here or something for us.
Oh, right.
do
but
you?
You might not. And you probably don't see it.
To me, it's like a black hole. It's
Uh-oh.
a dark pit. Oh my! There's
So
you
many-
see flowers?
Yeah, little
Oh.
almost gardenias, I think.
Oh, I love gardenias.
Yeah.
I see no gardenias. It's
No
a black
gardenias.
pit. It's
Okay.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably don't want to go in there. Yeah, so, this
There's-
is something where people design their worlds because they're PC people, right? And they're like, yeah, I want to learn how to design and I have a gaming computer and I'm going to do this. But then from doing a little world design in here, it's hard to get it in just a quest and test your own world. It's kind of uncomfortable to be restricted that way. And
Oh.
And so what a lot of
And
people
I
do
didn't
is
even know better,
You
but
didn't
now
know,
I
right?
realize I'm missing out.
Bye.
So all these containers around here, let me guess, do they all contain flowers and pretty things?
No, they have
No, these
water.
ones are. Yeah,
They're
What's in
full of
there?
water.
Okay.
Yeah.
these ones are just water.
Well,
Yeah,
For
So
me, they're
what kind
just
of
dark and empty.
community is this world good for?
Gotta come to the real part of the world. It's just the entrance.
Oh, okay. Where's the real part? Real part.
You can go up the stairs. You can jump to the window, but you can come up the stairs over here.
Okay.
The real part's over here. It's just the entrance.
Real part. Entrance. Okay.
real parts.
Those were the fake parts. This is the real part. Okay.
Here we go.
Oh.
There's the hangout.
Whoa. Look at that.
Wait, where'd you go?
Grab the door
They got a gay first.
at the top
You
of the
see
stairs.
there's a door
This
right
door?
over
Oh my
here.
God, what did
Yes,
I
yes.
Oh,
do?
okay.
Oh my
I'll change the
god,
sky.
what? Yeah.
What happened? Did you say you could change the sky? Oh, this is so pretty. What?
Are you shooting the thing out of it?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
just
shooting the
listen.
thing.
Huh?
Oh my god.
This
You know
is
the block?
wild.
You know the
Yeah.
block that you can pick up and it's shiny? You can put it in here and use it so it fires something.
Really? I don't see it firing anything, but that's fun.
I think it might have glitched. Like there's like a permanent effect I'm seeing.
Yeah, I don't see it. Did we get Julie? Did you
What?
make it out?
I see it on the sky.
I made it.
Okay. Yay. Do you see hydrangeas
It's
here?
raining.
I see the hydrangeas, thank
Okay.
goodness.
Good. Yay. Whoa.
And it looks
look.
like maybe wisteria over there.
Yeah, let's go on the wisteria walk.
Yeah.
It's a
So
really
this
cool
looks
world.
nice. This is like a really nice, like picturesque
Oh my God,
opportunity
yeah. We
here.
need to do another picture. This is so pretty. Wow. Who showed us this, Brian? Damn.
Yeah.
Just think, we would have judged the world by its cover, and this was not the world that we were in before. This is the real part. Wow. Huh.
Imagine you visit the entry, man. It's
Oh
so
my
nice.
gosh. You're right. Wow. Should we get another picture?
Yeah, where does
It's just
it
so
go?
pretty.
Oh, picture?
Yeah.
Wow.
Gosh.
Posing.
Look at that. Look at that. Oh, it's so cute.
Whoops.
Aww. Okay. We'll see if I can take a decent photo here. Cute. Yay. I think I was blocking people's. There we go. That one's better. Aw, lovely. What an interesting world. You really have to go through a bit of a maze to get to this space. So it's more protected, right? But I will say my eyes are hurting, probably because of the
Oh.
complexity. And
Yeah.
and so I imagine for people who are newer to VR, this would not be a good space for them. This would probably make them kind of
Yes, you did it, Carl.
disoriented. But it's lovely. For people who've been here longer, this is a really interesting world.
I had
Is
to
the
like
cl-
wait for yours to fade out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the cube in the thing and try and fire it. I don't.
Put a cube in here, under here.
Interesting.
So it's
Not
use it
charged.
and it fires.
Why would you use a telescope to fire?
Yeah.
Said a person in a gaming app. Yeah. Okay.
All right, it wouldn't
So
fire again for me until this like background thing faded and it like the rainbows and stuff are all from it.
Brian, how did you discover this world?
I met some random people who were hopping worlds together when we found this place.
Yeah. And who do you think this world is not good for as far as community? It breaks who?
Maybe people. I don't see a lot of mirrors here, so I don't know people who like mirrors will like this place.
Yeah, that's true. And maybe questies, right? This is a bonding place for people with PCs, but questies might feel kind of left out. Like if you imagine that all the pretty parts, right? They create excitement in us. They create awe. And we're like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then a questie's in here and being like, huh? That's a black hole in the middle. And like, why are you all so excited? And so it could emotionally repel questies because people are more activated than they are. And it actually creates a separation.
Yeah.
So thank you for this. And I'm definitely saving this. I'm going to bring some of my design people here.
So did the sky change for anyone else just now?
Yeah,
You should
a
be
little
able
bit.
to fire the thing now.
Oh, really? You reset it?
No, it takes forever to fade out.
Whoa.
Oh,
what's
dear.
that? Oh, my. But see, I'm guessing Julie can't see this.
I can.
Oh, you
Well, I
can?
mean, I see something. I see
Whoa.
the telescope firing something, and then a
The sky's
spray of
changing?
light in the sky.
Can you
And this thing
imagine?
like cools down.
Wow.
In the distance, I only see big, like, power line towers.
You don't see the whole city
Yeah,
down
there's
Like
there?
a whole city with a
Not
Ferris wheel?
really. It's just no.
Yeah. We'll take a picture so you can see
a
that
Ferris
later.
wheel? You see a city with a Ferris wheel?
like
Okay.
a little church right there.
I think we have room for, let's see. No, we don't. We're actually going to have to call it here.
Like
So we're going to do our checkout here.
Gray
Um,
tops and
Let's,
towers.
where shall we do our checkout?
Yeah, it's kind of like a whole Japanese
This
looking
is great though.
cityscape
Actually,
right
maybe
there.
we'll do our checkout in Carl's world. Carl, do you mind dropping a portal to your
Gotcha.
world and we'll do our checkout there? Wow. There's something about this world. I kind of want to meet the creator. I feel almost like I'm gnashing my teeth. I'm like, what kind of human being makes a world like this? I need to meet this person. Like, it's different. The whole orientation of how you get pulled through this world is very different than I see in here normally. It makes me fascinated and a little confused, but in a fun way. Okay, we're gonna
So
go
what
to
is the WIP space over there? Is that like VIP? There's a base
I saw one
that you can walk up to,
You
but
said
progress.
maybe you can't go in.
you can't go over here?
Did you drop a portal?
All right, I'm hopping in.
Okay,
Yep.
do it. Yeah. All right, people. Time to hop. Hop, hop, hop.
It's not ready yet. Yeah, it's something that they're still building.
Looks like they'll fill it out with probably some furniture and stuff, so they just
Okay.
need to get more assets rounded up and
Uh-oh.
flesh
Portal.
out the space, I would imagine.
Portal.
This one?
Portal.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
All the portals.
Oh, no, 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 right there.
Oops. Did I go the wrong?
You're good. You're good. That was awesome.
World 2. Because this is like the kind of how the end of one other world's like visual.
Watch for the holes. Ugh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Like, what
This
are these
world-
holes doing hiding behind the long grass?
Oh gosh. And then you just fall.
This grass is something else.
Right?
Where's its fur?
We're on a giant furry
little
back.
It's a little furry.
That's a image. Okay, let's circle up. We're gonna actually do our checkout. Stuck inside the grass. Ooh, that's really pretty. What are you doing? Wow.
I think he's just sitting in front of it.
I see.
It's just
Yeah,
there.
it looks like it was interacting with you or something. Okay, I'm gonna evolve outside of this grass a little bit because I feel like I'm peeking over something.
Yeah. If you're small, you get lost.
So I just want to shout out Jay for saying goodbye to us on Discord. It sounds like he's been having a lot of technical difficulties, as we estimated. Time has flown. We didn't even get through a world from everybody, but thank you to everybody who has come. We're going to do an appreciation game, which is basically you're throwing a imaginary ball of energy and all the stuff we've talked about today, all the relationship we've built, you're throwing that somewhere to somebody specifically who touched you, who you learned from, who grew you. And it can also be who irritated you and is helping you grow. Sometimes we say hard things during this round, but it's a way to acknowledge and stay real with each other and also be grateful that we showed up as our imperfect selves. And so, who would like to grab the ball first?
I can keep up the tradition, and no, Emma beat me to it.
Emma's going for it. Yeah. Okay.
Already
So
got
when
the
you
ball.
throw the
Alright,
ball,
like
Emma, you throw it first, and then you say your appreciation as the person holds the ball.
All right, here. So
Julie.
jog the trip, yes, or Julie, okay. I just want to say thank you. I mean, it's having the different perspective for the No Friends Friends Club. We didn't know that was a problem on the Quest side, so it's as we lost somebody there, it's very important. I think that we're able to pass on that information to the leadership and whatnot. I think they'll appreciate that. So thank you.
Yeah.
Sure.
And thank you for pushing back, because I think when you said you couldn't see it, the first time I heard you say that, I just thought, oh, you're not looking in the right place. But I appreciate you holding on to your reality and going, nope, there is a chair there. That was really good. That's hard sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to throw to Carl.
Carl.
And thank you for the comic relief seeing you in the washing machine.
Oh gosh, I didn't get a picture of
was
that.
really
That's
funny. And
oh,
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I like to laugh. So.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw it to Lau.
No.
On a similar beat for the keeping. I always like to tread that line of being funny without quite being a problem, and I just I like the banner, the group banner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really well put. Yeah, nice.
The group banner. What was it again? Oh my god.
Group banter. Yeah.
Group banner. I don't know if you noticed the group that Lau's representing.
Not.
Oh wait.
It says I throw.
Oh no, Lau! What about our kindness norms? My goodness.
That's been up there this whole time.
Wow. This is why I don't look at people with their name tags, because it biases me so strongly against them. I just sit there and stare at their groups, and I'm like, oh.
I mean, I can't
note it.
Throw stones myself. I have often represented I love oiled up men.
I've seen that one. That challenges paradigms. I threw bricks at orphans reinforces a paradigm in here that is borderline targeting children for being in VR. And it's a knee-jerk reaction to organizations that are going for high player count. So it's a natural response by the community to feel antagonistic, but it still can absolutely harm children. So it's a trade-off.
Okay.
By community, the children shouldn't be there in the first place. So It's okay to target them if they let themselves be known.
Not with bricks, but yeah.
What is perspective?
Metaphorical bricks.
No. Walls, maybe, not bricks. All right, go for it, Lau. What's your appreciation?
All right. So I'll throw the ball to Brian.
Ooh, Brian. Catch the ball. Oh, kind of caught it.
Well,
It went
Hey.
around you. You're in it.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, thank you for coming to the event, even though you're not early, but the motivation is still appreciated, and also the word choice is lovely. I really like the word. It is really beautiful, and it is very much impressive. I really like the word. Thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Yay.
I throw the ball next, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will throw to George.
Woo! You get a snowball.
Oh, snow.
Got it in your mouth. Okay.
Lemon.
George, I like your hat.
Oh.
Ooh, thank you.
I like your hat. It's the matching outfit. I like
I have another one made of cheese. But go on.
Okay. We can see that one too if you want to.
I think it's that. He likes your hat. Yay.
I'm going to fill this awkward silence with the cheese hat now, since you're
ceremony.
interested, and it's compatible. Cheese for everyone.
Oh my. We need to have a conversation about cheese at some point. So I think I've told you that.
There's some cheese.
There's more cheese. The cheese is growing. Okay. So
Emma, you get cheese.
Love it.
You get the ball. All right. It's on George's head.
My head is the ball.
Okay. There you go. Giant wedge of cheese for you, Emma. All right.
For joining in on me, and also like joining in on this group too. Like that means a lot to me. To like it's bridge making. Like it's literally bridge making. You're part of it, and we're like building a bridge together, and it just feels awesome.
Yay. That's so cool. Yeah. Really well put. Flowers. Oh,
Roses.
emojis.
And then roses is actually a throwback to that community that you mentioned, Gobs, too. It's just like the depth. Me and Emma have known each other for a long time, so like some of these things just go back. It's like,
yeah.
If anybody wants the rose emote, I have it over there on the bed.
Thank you. Thank you for that. The gifts keep coming. Okay, Emma, you got the ball. Or the cheese, but you can turn it back into a ball if you'd like.
All right, I'll throw it to you.
Yay.
Thank you for, at least trusting me to help you through your troubles the other day. Just feels like it can't, probably seems weird, just stranger coming out of nowhere and being able to help you like that. At least, a lot of times, even when I'm doing like community outreach for Project Community, I'm just kind of either like, oh, they think it's spam or just a creepy person, out of nowhere, just like begging. I'm like, no, I'm just here to help, kind of thing.
You were brilliant. And part of Emma's brilliance is we moaned, growled, and groaned together while we troubleshooted for an hour. And afterwards, I was like, wow, I don't meet very many techie people like me. I am techie, just not as techie as most, who have so many emotions as we go through. But it was really nice because I didn't have to tone my emotions down and we still made through it. Normally, I have to be very like chill and technical and whatever, but we were emotive. We were annoyed and we made it through. I loved that. Yeah. Okay. Have we gotten everybody? No. Carl, have you gotten a ball?
Yes.
You did?
Carl
Well,
was
right?
in the washing machine. And
Oh,
it
yes.
was-
Yeah,
Carl
no,
was
from-
the washing
yeah,
machine.
yeah, from
So we've
job.
gotten everybody. Cool. So I'll take this ball home. I rarely get it at the end, but I love it. Our next event is on Sunday. It's called Spectrum Street Epistemology. Some of you have been to it. It is where we learn how to have disagreements about certain topics. And one of them that came up tonight that could be really good, I don't want to forget it, so help me remember. It was earlier said, maybe I'll have to go review the video. Do you remember?
No, is coffee a substance?
Yeah, coffee is a
Oh, right.
substance, right? So we'll start with
Caffeine.
an argument like that, and we do it in a structured format. So we learn how to talk about it on a gradient and not a yes versus no. And then we will increase the intensity of the statements to have disagreements on. And so far, it's a quite delightful event. It can be intense at times, but we really learn how to keep looking at things from many directions instead of being right. And so you're welcome to sign up for that in our Bridge Makers. And yeah, every Friday night I do this. I always walk away going, that's a Friday night well spent. So thank you for each of you being here and sharing you as you are community builders going on a galactic psychedelic journey of bizarre importance with me. It's been an honor. And if you did take photos and are willing to share, we have an event photo place. You can post your photos. You can also post it in the thread for this event. And then I'll forward them on to the event pics place. But this was so fun. If you do have ideas for how we can improve, please reach out. And otherwise, hopefully see you at one of our next events. Yay. Okay.
Thank you.
We already got our group photo, so we're not going to do that again. But yay and good night.
All right.
This was
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna
fun.
go find some food.
Good to see everybody.
Good night,
Good night.
everybody.